Hello!
Hello, everyone.
Greetings, friends and family.
Hello from Minneapolis, from the humid Midwest. Jim and Maddie coming at you again. So just a quick thank you to start us off today with our kind of what's become a weekly update for our friends and family. A huge thank you to everyone who was able to attend the virtual bridal shower yesterday. I, as the kind of bride-to-be, felt very showered with love and joy and support and prayers and just gratitude. And even though we gathered on Zoom, I think it was extra special because I was able to see face-to-face, so to speak, just dozens of women who've been powerhouses in my life. And thank you, especially for any gifts that you sent. That was so beautiful. And I'll be sure to, even though I couldn't open them during the shower, I'll be sure to recognize those either via email or snail mail to you with a thank you. So
shout out to everyone that I met on the Zoom meeting, however
Yes.
fleetingly. And then just a quick update about kind of the continued marriage preparation process. Delta canceled flights to Santa Barbara, so our honeymoon has been thrown into whack. But
Ta-da!
my extremely logistically capable
Oh my God.
fiance managed to secure us wonderful rooms in Door County. So we will be honeymooning in Door County, Wisconsin, and just kind of relaxing and taking days one at a time.
Yeah.
So you can still contribute to our honeymoon fund if you want, MaddieandJim.com.
Well played. Nice.
Yeah.
Give me some. There we go. But with that, I know that last week we talked about, again, every week we're sharing a little bit about how we're being flexible and just trying to remain joyful and keep our hearts set on the vocation of marriage that we're entering into and how excited we are. Last week, if you all saw the fourth video update, Jim shared, for those of you who don't know me, a little bit about myself and how he's learned during our premarital counseling with our couple here in Minneapolis, just some things that he's learned about me. And then I offered some, unsolicited marriage advice. So we thought it'd be kind of fun to swap this week.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you who know Jim, there's so much to say about Jim.
Some of it good.
Some of it good. Most of it good. Just kidding. All of it good, because it's all of the things have helped form the man that you are today and the man that I'm marrying. And I think you're pretty great. So. But for those of you who don't know Jim, he mentioned last week how he's a little bit more logistically minded. I definitely am more like person-to-person minded. I'm definitely the more introverted one. He is an extreme extrovert. I think after our first date, I described him as hairy and gregarious to my girlfriend.
Great adjectives. Totally fine with that. 100% accurate. Jesus.
Yeah, I knew you from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
But something that being in our more intentional season of marriage prep and premarital counseling, and honestly just being together during COVID, I've really I've just come to appreciate how you are a man of your word. And when you say you're going to do something, you do it. And when you ask me how I'm doing or how something's going, you mean it. Like, you are sincere through and through. I know people joke, we call him Big Jim, but the biggest thing about you is your heart and just how intentional you are with your heart, with reaching out. And the other thing that has become really, really clear to me is just the spirit of generosity that you exhibit, particularly with me. Jim is the friend that, like, if you need help moving, you call Jim. That's the kind of guy he is.
Mm-hmm. I don't have my van anymore, but still, two arms and two legs.
2 arms and 2 legs, super strong. But just how generous you are with your time and your treasure and your talent, and how generous you are with just like being patient with me. It's been a global pandemic, and then you sprinkle on like uprising, and you sprinkle on my car got totaled, and then you sprinkle on honeymoon being thwarted, like all the different things. And you've just been so generous with, again, your time and generous with your emotional life with me, and just sharing with me just your care and your concern. So those are just the two attributes that I feel like have continued to surface as I've reflected on just the type of man that I'm marrying and what has been highlighted during our marriage prep were those two things. So just how you are a man of your word and how you are extremely generous.
Thank you.
Yeah, babe.
Yeah. And now it's time for unsolicited marriage advice corner.
From two people who aren't married yet.
Yeah.
But we will be in 34 days.
Exactly. It's just under 5 weeks, so that's exciting.
Yeah.
So one of the kind of themes that they kept hammering home in marriage prep was like, hey, you're different people. You come at things differently. The way that, you process stuff is different, and that's true. And as much as like men might be from Mars and women might be from Venus, actually one of the things that kind of rang true to me when we were doing a lot of the marriage prep stuff was the kind of stereotype is, oh, like women are so emotional and men are so logic driven, and especially as like an engineer and as someone that is very logic driven, I kind of saw a little bit through that, or saw something additional to that, which is really men are also emotional. And like, just because I have this extra layer of logic where I'm like, oh, it makes sense to da-da-da-da-da-da-da, it's all basically still based on emotion, because at the end of the logic trail, it's like, this thing makes me feel good, or this thing makes me feel safe. So having the humility to drill down and understand like what is really driving kind of my wants and desires, and then obviously I'm very interested in your wants and desires, and not feeling like, oh, because I'm logical, because if this makes sense to me, somehow those are more important, or that they're superior because they've got this this edifice of logic built on the foundation that is at its root emotional. So yeah, getting in touch with your emotions, fellas especially, but women as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Women as well.
Super solid. And then the other thing is just, and this goes in with that, is just staying humble and accepting that I don't know everything, and the logic stuff doesn't know everything, and especially in this season of life and where our country is at, where people are being asked to consider points of view that they have maybe not considered previously, that being humble and understanding each other's humanity and understanding where people are coming from, it's really really difficult to understand where someone that you love is coming from all the time. And so just being humble.
Yeah, and as you share that, I'm just noting in you the times when you've taken a great act of humility by, like, I think it takes humility to process your emotions or just logic your way through something out loud, not knowing what the conclusion is, but to try to figure that out with your partner. That takes great humility. So I feel like you've been able to do that, even coming to terms with a lot of the stuff going on in our culture right now. I've sensed that you feel the pressure to kind of have it all figured out, but the act of saying, I need to think about this. Do you mind if I just externally process? That's an emotional, vulnerable, humble act. And that's led us to a connection that is like...
super good?
Yeah, super good. Super good.
All right.
So with that, that's kind of our weekly update, but just feeling really showered with love and deep, deep gratitude. I'm just overwhelmed with the support and the love and the prayers you all have sent our way. And the gifts. I wish I could show them the big pile of boxes piling up. Thank you to our friends and family who've just been so supportive in this kind of strange but exciting and joyful season. Yeah.
So MaddieandJim.com and email GibsonAskPolmWedding@gmail.com if you want these YouTube videos sent to you every time we record one. Otherwise, we're going to be posting them on the social media. And
shout out to Bo Strauss. Smash that like button and hit subscribe, y'all.
I also am apparently 70 years old because I just described it as the social media, but that's neither here nor there. Also, shout out to everyone that is 70 years old watching these videos. We love you. We'll see you later.
Love you all. Talk soon.
Bye.